Hit it, Chewie.
Mystery caravan of death. Hail Hecate. Caravan of death. Hail Hecate. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Caravan of death. Hail Hecate. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Caravan of death. Hail Hecate. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Caravan of death. Hail Hecate. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Sky dragon's breath. Amazonia chick 7 cents. I live in your mind, I pay no rent. A doctor on TV, I do not play. The words I say, a chapter in the most terrible of books. Satan rides with Medea. Purple shades of gray. Night monster. Black Sabbath. Mr. Black Magic himself. Golden Fleece, where dragons stay.
Welcome back to Lady Babylon. This is Satanic Congregation, and the reason that we are bringing you a Satanic Congregation tonight is for you to see the impressions that you are making in the world, for you to see the power of the Academy, the power of the Academy. I'm going to show you something tonight. And let me make this very clear, people. This is kind of a special Satanic Congregation because we are going to watch and comment on something that is going to give us the soul sucking that we so desire and need and want. Oh God, people, this is the energy. Do you want it tonight? You're going to get it. You got 2. Look what I did. I brought you 2. Right to the congregation. Oh, Chewie, I forgot. Please put up Danny. Put up Danny. And people, before, let me just teach you with something. Oh, God, I'm such a tease. In the background, I want you to consider Iron Danny Jones and what he is building. Oh, God. Are you ready? Are you ready, Satanic Congregation? I told you. Tell Iron Danny exactly. Oh, here, it's in my... Yeah. Fantastic. While Chewie's acquiring that, I just want you to realize what Iron Danny is doing. He is building our Satanic Cathedral. Oh, God. I love it, people. And we have an image to share. We have an image to share that I just want as you're coming in, you're getting your chicken. Hello, Grandma. Sit down. Everybody let Grandma sit down. Sit down, Grandma. Get your chicken. People, fill her plate up and let's go. Ready? Are we good? This is fantastic. Take me off to the side because I want people to see. I want people to see. This is the stage of construction of the Cathedral of Satan. Oh, God. It's going to be gorgeous and delicious, people, and I want to tell you what I'm doing. Remember, the muse said, call their bluff, Amen, call their bluff. What this is all about, yeah, take that little peek down. People, you get a sneak peek of the cathedral as it comes along. Do you understand me? All right, get down. I better get that flogger because people are going to get all excited, right? Satanic Congregation. If you are excited about the Satanic Cathedral, please let me know. Please let me know. Right? Fantastic. And remember, anybody who's visiting and new, we don't take money. We don't do merchandising. We are not monetized. Why is that? Satanic Congregation is not here to get fingered. They're not. They're here to free themselves and to the class that is working in the intensive Greek course. Keep it up. Keep it up. Fantastic. Let's go tonight and see what is the reality. I always bring reality, right, people? Do you want to just see the reality? It's absolutely gorgeous. The centrality of this reality is go on Danny Jones in his academy. Amon's going to be there, and he's not going to bite. He's promised. Do you understand? He's promised he won't bite. All he wants you to do is read Greek. Surely, all of your followers know that the Greek is your strength. You said about my work, my translations, that they were off. All we need to do is meet civilly with Danny Jones in an academic environment, sit there and read Greek. Now, people, this is an impossibility. It is an impossibility. He will never, ever, ever do this because he knows. He knows. He's seen some texts of ancient Greek, and he knows. If we make him translate in front of you, everything will break down. Everything I've been telling you will become obvious. We have the texts. He can't do that. You can see it in his eyes. He can't step forward and do that. He'll destroy his platform. Why? Because this is about one skill. This isn't about hermeneutics. This is about translation. Wait a minute. Aren't those the same thing? Hermeneu means to translate, because I am the angel. I am Hermes. Do you understand? I'm the guide. He doesn't know what hermeneutics means. No, what you're talking about when you say hermeneutics is hoo-ha finger sludge, all to grease the backside. Fantastic. Wes cannot go. The problem is, people, look, watch this with me and tell me, why does something like this happen? What is he doing? Right? Why is he going? And the reason that I can show this now and comment on it is they have my image up the whole time. Right? So, Satanic Congregation, I want you to buckle up, and I want you to get ready for Nemesis. Right? The challenge is, can you just read Greek? Right? He'll never come. He never will. He can't. Let's see it. Roll it, people. Right? Roll it. Now, before you start the clip, I just want people to know this has been done for centuries. A pagan and a monist together discussing. It's not something new. The difference is, in the past, the pagan and the monist, they both knew Greek. Wes doesn't, but he is misleading people, including Joe Rogan, into thinking that he does, telling people there were no hospitals in this illiterate society. You may think it's illiterate because you haven't spent 35 fucking years reading their literature, Wes. But Wes, you and I know something. You can't go on that stage. You can't. People, right now, just today, I'm spending a little bit of time talking to the classicist who has managed to step forward and say, yes, I will look at Christing. Right? Okay? And you're going to see it. Danny's going to provide it. 2 classical philologists, right? Looking at the material. Wes Huff knows he can't step forward because this is a technical skill, and it will be very easy to show very quickly that he can't translate. People, I'm telling you, am I swaying? Gee, am I swaying? Go down, you down. It's the swaying. Do you see? The whipping helps the slay. It's not whipping. Oh, we did it again. Oh, it's because he's talking about that. What was that king? That was the Goblin King. Bring him up. Oh, people, Chewy tonight has brought to you the invisible. She has taken away the physical, and she is showing you the spiritual side of the people that we're about to encounter in the video. Do you understand? She is using the AI. This is an art form. She is using the AI as her instrument. Fantastic. Shall we start the video? Now bring the video up. People, don't get too excited too quickly, right? Try to contain yourselves. Right? Watch this. Boom. Bring him up. Okay, freeze it. Don't. Okay, now people, I just want to say really quick. Right? This is the gentleman with the okay. Let me just be, straightforward. Neither of these people actually reads Greek. Right? This can be demonstrated. But this is their defense. Let's watch. Go ahead. Now, wait, before you start, people, look at him. He's standing at this beautiful podium, right? In this some kind of building that it looks distinguished, right? Dun, 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 dun. Now start it, Chewy.
Welcome to the Dividing Line. We are coming from the big studio because we've got a big guest. And I'm not going to ask what his current bench max is, but we've got a big guest on today to talk about something that should be absolutely fascinating to almost everybody in the audience, because most of our audience is made up of geeks and people who like to talk about textual criticism and weird stuff like that. We're not looking for the big audience. We're looking for the weird audience, and we definitely have the corner on that one. Anyways, coming to us from north of the border, which to be honest with.
Wait a minute. Do you want to see weird? He's sitting in a chair. Look, people, look. No. Look, he's sitting. Remember when you were in kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, and they had those desks, and you thought they were huge? It looks just like my desk, right? And how do you do that? See, they needed to keep the camera angle on the front, right? That's okay. Let's hear of substance what these gents have to say. And look, Wes is in the background. There I am. People, look, that's why I'm talking here, because there I am. Look, I even wore the same shirt. Look, people, it's me. Hello. Right? That's why I can stand here and talk about this. Do you understand? Okay. So remember, this is a public service, people. Right? When you call somebody out, they want to demonstrate their skill that they claim to have, and they can't. Right? And I can tell you for a fact, we are talking about the development of 2,000 years of a language. You can't read Beowulf. You couldn't read it if you tried. Do you understand me? Yet we're plodding along in our barbarian tongue. This is about Mother Greek. And she is very complex. And for those of you who don't know that and can't appreciate that, I'm sorry that Aphrodite passed you by. I really, really am sorry. No, I'm not. I love to torture people. So let's get going. Chewy, let's hear what the wisdom of the group has to say. Look, I'm in them. Feels weird. Okay, go ahead.
With you, I'm a little bit surprised that you still have the freedom to do this. Are you, do you use like VPN so they don't know where you are? You're actually in Ghana or something like that. Wes Huff is with us for a while today on the program. And is it cooling down yet out there?
It is, but not by much. It's been pretty
Okay,
mild
we can
up
skip
here.
past the pleasantries, Chewy, but you get a feeling of it, people. Right? You get a feeling they're going to have a little interview. Okay, go ahead.
For you since Rogan?
No, not really. But you know what? I have a great support system, and I'm plugged in as much as I can be with my local church. So I think gracious to me with all of the opportunities. But I'm actually not looking for any exposure. So it's really easy to say no. It's funny sometimes when you get asked to do. There's some particularly large podcasts that I've just said like thank you, but no thank you, and you can kind of tell they're not used to people turning them down. Because they go, well, what do you mean? This is going to be great exposure for you. And I kind of think like, yeah, people are recognizing me in public now, and I don't really want that to happen any more than it already is. So like, I'll just stay. Too many things. I have, like you said, I got 4 kids. My youngest is only 3 months old.
Okay, he's going to ask him. We don't need to hear about his family, right? And by the way, people, the family often can become an excuse for you not to do certain things. But you know what? As a single father who raised my kids from the time that they required milk and formula to now, to them being adults, fledgling adults, let me tell you something, this is the way it is. And the fact is, they're both smarter. But I'm a single father and I never made an excuse. When I had to go get 2 jobs, people often say, he was a janitor for St. Mary's University? Yeah. My supervisor cooked it up. She was like, dude, they're paying you crap, right? Why don't you see if you can get another job with them? So they called our bluff, and instead of giving me a raise, they said, okay, you want to be a janitor? And she was like, hey, take it, right? Do it. And I was like, I need the money. So I became a janitor. That's the story. Do you understand? My children were never an excuse. When we produced the best thing that stage is produced in St. Mary's University, and the critics were raving, and the audience was watching repeatedly, coming back night after night, loving it more, bringing more friends. There was something there. Do you understand? It wasn't money and it wasn't position. It was glorious. It was glorious. Fantastic. Give these people some voice. Let's hear some of the intelligence. Go.
And so it's life is full, and by God's grace, I don't need to make it any more complicated than it already is.
My youngest grandson, Kuiper,
Okay. Fast forward.
Astonishing.
Grandpa.
And you find yourself that included a man by the name of Amon Tillman, Dr. Amon Tillman.
What did he say? Did he say, look, people, he couldn't even get the name. If you're going to research and do something, right, don't tell me you've looked at my Greek and you don't know my name. Okay, don't tell me that. Why are people like that? It's ridiculous. Satanic congregation is part of the YouTubeosphere that I've noticed. It's a funny little thing that people do, right? Rabbis, priests, and preachers do what? Yeah, right. Remember, keep things in context. Is that what they keep saying? Hit it.
And for people who don't remember this, believe me, I actually have people in my audience that would definitely remember when we had this discussion in October of last year. I had to go back and listen to it to refresh my memory of some of this stuff. But last year at this time, while I was on the road, Jeff Durbin sent me 2 clips from Amon Tillman on the Danny Jones show, and I listened while I was driving, and had not finished listening to both clips when I did the first program somewhere in Louisiana. And then I listened to the second clip before the second program we did, and the second clip was a whole lot worse than the first one. And just to, I think it would be.
Pause. Did you hear the intonation in his voice? He sounded like a kid in the 6th grade who was going to a baseball game, and he walked outside and it was cloudy and lightning. Right? Did you hear this point? Oh, what was that? All right, keep going.
Worthwhile. Before we start talking about this, Wes, let me just play a couple. And I only have the audio here, so we'll still be on the screen.
Okay, fast forward. He's going to play something that he said that I said, right? He's one of those people. He's making shit up, right? Oh, well, see, people, here's the problem. Make me big. I don't come up with any theories, so they have to come up with theories to say, oh, well, this is his theory. And he comes up with total BS. If you go back and watch it, people, he comes up with total BS. Oh, by the way, you can't leave comments because they're disabled, right? Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Let's see, by the way, this guy brags about his 3 years of Greek and his seminary or Bible college or whatever crapstitute that he went to. This is fantastic. People, now come on, suck these souls up. Give it to me.
The world from the mythology of Christianity. He tied this into being the Antichrist. And to free man so that man can be the ultimate authority. And I mean, this is exactly what the Antichrist would be all about to begin with. And so this is what I said at that time. What?
Oh, sorry. Chewy's directing. Stop. Okay, let me catch it.
Blabbering on this program.
Okay.
And want the spirit. And
there we go.
Like I said, I never made that comment about anybody before. So when I see Knowles, a clip that says that you, what was the terminology that they used here? Westhoff causes a demon to show itself. I'm like,
okay, people, what's going on? He says I'm the Antichrist, right? Which I thought is fantastic. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Back at you, right? You're quite a Christ. People, I'm going to warn you one more time. Neither of the two people in this video who are talking about the Bible in Greek can actually read it. And I would love the opportunity to show you that. Right? I would love for you to see them with Greek. Just me and them and Mother Greek. But they know that absolutely cannot happen. And that's why Danny is building the Satanic Cathedral. Fantastic. Give me the keep rolling. Boom.
All right. What is Wes doing now? I mean, and doing it remotely even. That's quite a trick that you pulled off here. Give us the background here. You were telling us before we got on the air, you had probably within a month of when I made my comments, you had been on a program and had been asked about the same stuff. Is that where this all started?
Yeah, so I was invited on the Julian Dory podcast. Julian is a friend of Danny's. Julian is out in New York, and so over a year ago now, last October, I believe it was. No, it was previous to that. It might have been September. I flew down to New York and I hopped on Julian's podcast, and we talked about all sorts of things. We, addressed all the typical stuff about the Bible and the Council of Nicaea and translations. And he's not a believer, but we had a fascinating and I think very productive conversation in terms of dispelling a lot of those myths about that kind of stuff. His one of his media managers is a Christian guy, and so invited me on to talk about this. And in the course of the conversation, I had made an Instagram reel which addressed a clip from the Danny Jones podcast where Ammon was talking about the origin of the word Christ, and that via his expertise in the classical medical texts, there's this usage of it, right? Chrio being, to anoint, being related to applying drugs to eyes, and that being actually what Christ means, and that Jesus was actually a drug pusher and all of these things. And so I just made a quick video like, no, this is the etymological fallacy. It doesn't work like that.
It's the finger.
Applying really broad definitions to very specific things. And
pause it. No, make it stop. Can you feel it, people? Oh God, you congregation, you members, could you feel the finger going in? Is it just me? Do I have psychic sensitivity to the finger? Is that what's going on? Oh God. What does the Satanic Congregation say this? I want comments from you people. This is total. Ooh, look at that. Ask them to speak and they throw Greek at you. Total hubris. I totally agree. Right? I totally agree. It is hubris, isn't it? God. The arrogance is fantastic. That's why people, if he were to go out, now just think, he agrees to go on Danny, and I march in, right? Open some bar, like the weightlifters, right? Put that down, go out there in the ring, and throw down some Greek on those big monitors. Really? Is this really a medical? Do you think that this is confined to medicine? Here, let's go. Danny, hit it. Right? And he'll just start bringing out Greek. We'll go to Homer. And do you know what this guy, this child in ancient Greek is going to do? He's going to poop in his little diaper. I'm going to say translate, and he's not going to be able to. Oops. And you're telling me, you're going to tell me you know what your text says and what a Christ is when you can't even read it. Because people remember there's a secret about Mother Greek. Her complexity is enough to keep you busy for a lifetime. He knows that. He knows that. And I can show him examples of Christing that he won't even be able to read. All right? This is not flimflammery. There is a skill here. And that is the skill of being able to translate Mother Greek over a period of 2,000 years. Again, take a look. Take a look. The mathematical complexity disallows Hebrew being the source. Check it out, people. Ask your AIs. Good God. It's ridiculous, right? People are ridiculous. It's lovely to be here with a crowd full of sanity, love, and normals. You know what I mean? Hail Satan. Hail Satan to those of us who love sanity. Oh, I wish you were here. Timmy, you're gone. Oh, I can't. Did you bring Timmy back? Oh, there he is. Right. Hello, Timmy and Jesus. Hello. I'm just going to let that sink in a little bit. I think I gave myself an aneurysm doing that one. Holy mackerel. Okay, people, lay off the whip a little bit. Give me, it's not a whip, it's a flog. Give me the interview. Hit it.
So that's what I talked about in the the reel, and then that's what my friend Julian brought up, and then eventually Ammon goes back on the Danny Jones podcast, and what you saw, which is what Michael Knowles also saw and then put out, was Danny Jones bringing up my clip on Julian Dory to Ammon, and then Ammon responding to it, and then Michael Knowles responding to the response of the original video. So, multiple levels, but that's what it is. It's me doing a response video and then commenting on one podcast, and then the person who's involved in the original video from the response commenting, and you can kind of see what's being alluded to by Knowles.
Can anyone bear this up or down? Can you please tell me, Satanic Congregation, pay attention? Are you ready? Does Wes Huff appear uncomfortable? This bothered me the first time I watched it. I felt like he was there by compulsion. I felt like maybe his media manager had told him, hey, you got to put this out there because everybody's saying you got to answer. People are calling for an answer. They want somebody, a champion, to stand up. So they're going to release it this way, release the pressure this way. We'll release it on. Do you understand? But the problem is the pressure doesn't go away, because what I have done is I have called out the show that you're seeing. The circus is an act, right? This person doesn't actually read Greek. I assure you of that. And I can show the world that very simply, very easily. Danny is constructing the place to do it. And we have another classicist who has said, I will jump into these waters. Oh, God, you can love him. I haven't seen him. I hope he is sexy classicist. Are they out there? I hope they got me a sexy classicist, right? We can't be, settling for second best. You know what I mean? It's got to be a match that people want to watch. I'm just kidding. He can look however he wants, as long as he can read Greek, right? Now, of course, the invitation would be open for Wes to come as well. But people, it would be disastrous. It would be disastrous. And how he's gotten his education, right? He knows that he can't. There's no way that he could. And he's read so little of actual Greek that he comes up with crazy stuff that he fingers Joe Rogan with. Like, most people were illiterate, and there were no medical facilities. There were no hospitals, right? The whole medical school at Pergamum, that's a imagination of ours. The libraries that were there were for people who didn't read, right? Why? Why is he saying? Why does Wes Huff say this? Because he's never read any ancient literature. Do you seriously think the guy has read Homer? Do you think his skill is that good? Somebody should ask him, Wes, if you can do the Bible, shouldn't you be able to do Homer? It's all Greek, isn't it? Right? Why would he say he can't? This is why people, they said, look, Ammon can't be handled because our special Greek is this Greek. First they said Koine, and then some professor from Haifa came on and said, it's Jewish Greek, right? They're trying to put prophylactics around those appendages that they're about to use somewhere on us. All right? Oh, God. Hit him. Look, people, we have him red-handed. It's amazing. It's amazing. This is why we don't fear. Run the clip.
Is that Ammon has a very visceral response to me simply saying you should apply basic exegesis and hermeneutics when you're reading ancient texts, and Ammon, writhes in discomfort at such a statement.
Yeah. Well, we'll take a look at it, but before we do that, I found it.
Let me writhe in discomfort. Let me writhe in discomfort. Oh, I'm becoming numb to it. The running and the running and the running. I know how it is with ancient hunters now. Yuhi-ira, the poison pour. I know what it is when tracking someone, right? Intellectually tracking someone. Do you understand? Getting somebody to the gymnasium is all the work. Do you understand? Once we're there, it's simple. And Wes has to show you whether or not he actually knows his stuff. And people, I'm telling you, can't. At his level, he can't. So for him to come on and to say Amon's research is off, his translation is off because of hermeneutics and exegesis and eisegesis. Who's watching the circus now? Where's your thumb? Satanic congregation, do you get it? Do you see it? Give me a Hail Satan or some equivalent thereof if you do. It's going to take a second because we're all on delay. You know what I mean? But I want to hear it, right? Poison pour. Somebody like foul like poison pour. You know what I mean? Oh, God. Wrestling time. That's kind of interesting. What's that? Hail Satanic, hail, right? Here they go. Hail. It's all coming in hail. Hail Satan, right? Who are we saying? Hail Satan. Right? Hail, 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 right? Hail Amen. That's nice. You didn't have to do that. That's nice. Right? No reason to, though. Right? Hail Satan is good. I hail Satan too. Right? Look at us all. Hail Satan. Do you know every time we say that, things happen? It's a whole bunch of unrelated things. Hail Satan, but it has to do with little events that affect each other. You know what I mean? Things that ultimately result in that frigid feeling of isolation. Yeah, what is he talking about, Martha? Look, can you just watch it play out? Let's just watch it play out in front of us. Give me the next one. Clip. Go.
Encouraging, because when I listened to some of the stuff that you were saying, you focused in on the exact same stuff that we did, and we didn't have any connection about this. I mean, I was listening to it, you're listening to it, we're both going, whoa. This guy, for example, does not believe that the Hebrew of the Old Testament is the original, that the Septuagint is actually the original.
Okay, stop it right there, and then I'm going to have you skip ahead. He's going to say Septuagint 5 times, just like the guy who claimed to be the Septuagint scholar. Oh, God. Remember that guy, the Dead Sea Scrolls guy? He ran, right? Kip. Everybody remember Kip? Say hi to Kip. Right? Why did Kip run? Because he knew what was coming. He saw the freight train. He saw Mother Greek's freight train coming, and he, like a smarty, jumped off the tracks. Right? Wes is running down them. Right? The train's not going to stop. You're going to have to confront this monster of Mother Greek. There's no escape, Wes. Your credibility lies in your ability to execute the skill that you have told people you possess. And I'm talking about the people that you have converted, Wes, just like the people that I converted. You have a responsibility to those people. Fantastic. Fantastic. Keep going.
And the Hebrew is a translation from the Septuagint. Following on Twitter, X.
Go that far. Go.
The scholarship exists,
Fantastic.
or it's legitimate, and that's kind of an easy trump card
We can't watch
on
everything.
your behalf, because you can just, at that point, just deny. So that's the issue you run in with a guy like Ammon.
Fantastic.
Well, and he's obviously not even trying to function within scholarship. He's not even, he's left that field a long time ago. I was just stunned at.
He's left that field a long time ago. Where did I go, people? You know where I went? I went beyond. my field. Did you know that happens with scholars? They go beyond their field. Everybody told me, you can't publish that. And what did I do? I published it. Overwhelming force through Mother Greek always gets the job done. You can't deny the words, people. When we see in those letters of Mary, we see Jesus offering his ejaculate to her to eat for the possession of that ionic life. You can't ignore that. If that's what the text says, you can't ignore that. People, what are we faithful to? We're not faithful to exegetical bullshit. I don't need to explain to you the motives of the author. I need to tell you what those words mean. And that is what Wes cannot do. The problem is his authority lies therein. Hit it.
His classicists are the only people who know anything, any New Testament scholarship, Old Testament scholarship. It's all irrelevant. Unless you're a classicist, and he seems to be the only one. Just that there's almost nobody else he showed almost any respect for whatsoever. So he's.
What's the test, people? What is the test for my respect? Can you read these texts? Have you read the Septuagint? Look, this guy has been talking about the Septuagint. He's going to talk about that stuff for over an hour. Has he actually read the Septuagint? I got so pissed at this today. I started reading it backwards. Do you understand me? By the time Danny Jones has the cathedral finished, I will have built all of the Greek of the Septuagint in the New Testament backwards, just to show you that I could do it that way. Do you understand? There's no way that Wes will ever agree to come to look at anything that has to do with text with me. Why? Because I'm going to turn into a giant pterodactyl. Now, because he's going to have to face the Greek that he says he reads. Have you ever read the Septuagint? Seriously? It's Septuagint. I wish these, to the congregation of this gentleman who's sitting there in his kindergarten pulpit, please, it's Septuagint. Septuagint. Oh, God. It's amazing. Of course, if you can't say what the name of the work is, how are you going to make anybody believe that you've ever actually read it? People, I'm telling you, by the time Danny is done, right, I'll let you know when I finish. By the way, Fourth Maccabees has a great section on oestrus and young boys and epithumia. Oh, seriously? Yeah, I read it backwards today. People, you thought it was the playing of the music backwards, right? It is, because the music's in the language. God, where's my son of Apollo? Have we honored the son of Apollo lately? Leave that up for a little bit, right? Right, son of Apollo, you who bring this gorgeous, gorgeous harmony here. Turn it over to Lord Bacchus, please. Oh, God. Bring him. Yes. Oh, bring him. All right, fantastic. Has anybody read that stuff? I've got good stuff. By the way, tonight's unusual, but, we're going to go with it. And people realize that you're being reflected in this. You as an audience, put down your Greek books for a minute, right? And be like, oh, right? This is not and you. This is just us. This is like advising time where you can come into my office and we can talk and be human. Let's see what else is going on with the party.
He's not trying to interact, but when he's on podcasts like that, people that are interviewing him, Danny Jones in the first interview that I listened to, just sat there going, "Wow, that's heavy." It was clear he just didn't have any idea where this guy was coming from, had no way of pushing back. It did seem he pushed back some on the second interview, but he gets away with this kind of stuff because it's just pure. Well, I don't know. He's sitting there in a short sleeve shirt and he's got Greek all over his arms. So I guess that means you automatically know what you're talking about, I suppose.
Okay, Danny doesn't push back. Do you know why? Because that is not journalism. That is not reporting an investigation. Do you understand? You're not in the realm of your church. Your monism has no power here. Right? This is about reason. Classical philology is a science. Right? Who do you expect is going to fly the plane? Who do you expect is going to fly those jets from those carriers? Who's going to do it? It's the people who have faith in the technology, understand the laws of the cosmos, and follow them. Oh, God. It's amazing. Do you have to explain angels to people? Who are these sons of God? Who cares? Who cares who the sons of? No. It's the daughters of men that I would like to see. Oh, look at these bastards. They get everything. They get everything. What is it? What is it? It's the fumigation, man. I swear it's the fumigation, right? These are the leaders of the world. These are those elements of the cosmos that work in tandem to bring you harmony. The harmony of the dark. Oh, God. Is that crazy? People, you start wading into this pool of magic and it will consume you. It will. It's why a lot of Christians don't like to watch my show, because they understand what you're being exposed to and they understand the stain. Do you understand the stain? Do you understand what is? Yes, must be a giant flock of geese. It's one of those pills sitting over our satellite. Right. Or it's the neighborhood skunk out there. He's nice, man. He hasn't sprayed us once. People who dislike skunks, something's wrong with you, man. Right? They're perfectly nice. Give me the reel. Hit it.
But I even said in my program, I said, you can never debate a man like this. And I wanted to ask you, I almost forgotten. I'm going to play the clip here in a second, but he even says, no wonder he wouldn't face me. He said that about you. What do you know what he's referring to there?
I mean, Danny reached out to me a couple times to come in and interact with Ammon. I mean, it was at the height of the craziness. It was during a period of time when I was receiving debate, invitations on a weekly basis. And I'm just, arguably it's one debate with Billy Carson that kind of launched everything. But I'm not typically a debater. That's not necessarily what I do on a regular basis. And, at the time, my wife was on modified bed rest. There were complications with her pregnancy, and there was so much going on that I said, like, hey, Danny, maybe one day down the road, I might come on your podcast, but like this is not the time. So Ammon takes those kinds of responses as these people are running scared of me. He doesn't factor in that, maybe other people have lives and that those also factor into the grand scheme of things. But even just looking at a little bit of what, Ammon, his own programs on his YouTube channel, Lady Babylon 666, and kind of the antics that he goes through on a regular basis, and some of the stuff that he's published, it's just I don't think there's room for interaction. And he thinks that everybody's running scared of him because he's such a genius. I think.
Okay, people, how many times have I ever called myself a genius? Where does my talent come from? Where does my talent come from? Right? I'm not going to hide behind a pregnancy or a family. I never did. Under the harshest conditions, I never did. I always bore up. Right? What do I offer? Just for you to read some Greek, Wes, for you to sit there and to look at 1,000 references to Christing in actual Greek texts. You could sit there across. I mean, I'm assuming Danny would allow this because I don't know. Danny has his own thoughts now. Do you understand? But if Danny were, you could sit there. You could sit there across from another classicist and me. Right, Wes, all we're going to do, I could tell you beforehand, Wes, all it's going to be are all the references to Christing that we have in ancient Greek, all the different types of Christing. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about even something that you'll come to learn about called shit Christing. Do you understand? Nothing off limits. All right. So we'll be talking about, private parts, medicine, lots of science probably, because that's how you have to read. In reading these texts, Wes, it's a lot. There's a lot of brain stuff going on. You've had a little Greek, Wes. You may know. You may recognize that, Wes. You could just sit there for the sake of your audience. You could just sit there and show people how grand and competent of a translator of Greek you are. Wes, we can hit every single example of Christing. It'll be the first time anybody's done this in history. You understand? Think about this for a minute. The glory that you could do. Wes, I know you were running because you were afraid. And this is what you were afraid of, Wes, that I'm not making things up. Wes, you didn't see the verse in the Apocalypse. Revelation 3:18, check it out. It's a Christing of the eyes with a drug. And you know what it does, Wes? It brings us sight. And this is what God commands us to have. Pull it up, just in case people don't, right? I'm not making stuff up. Just pull up the Bible Hub passage. People, here it is. Here are a bunch of the different Greek forms of it. Look, blow it up. Here's the Nessalaland. Oh, God. Yeah, right. Here it is, people. Right? What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to get that Collyrian, and we're supposed to Christ it. Everybody see the Christing right here? People, why did Wes Huff miss this? Right? He said it can't be this. I'm taking a narrow reading of it that I found in some physician. No. I'm looking at a reading across 1,500 years before, during, and following the life of Jesus the Christ. Do you understand me? Nobody has done this. Okay. You can sit there, Wes, across from this other classicist, and I just want you to see these texts, and I promise you, Wes, it's just about the Greek, right? I know you missed it in the Apocalypse. It's a slip because you don't actually read ancient Greek. That is reserved for those of us who have enough respect and enough years to tell you, you best be humble, right? Not even my new classicist friend wants to come in and read at sight. Why not? Nobody wants to. Okay. Nobody wants to. Why would that be, people? Do you understand? Okay. Right? 1.5 million nuances. What do you do with that? Fantastic. Let's keep going. Satanic congregation, if you want me to hustle up, tell me. But otherwise, I'm going to take my time and enjoy because my picture's in the back.
The hard pill to swallow for guys like Danny Jones, which I think he will wake up to one day, is that the reason people keep turning down an invitation to interact with Ammon is because Ammon's simply not worth their time. He the way he conducts himself is just not something that people are going to be open to interact with. And that's going to be a deterrent. That's good. That's a deterrent for me because I don't have the time of day to commit to something like that. And he's referencing classical texts here and there, and he's changing the subject, and he's all over the place. He's not a linear thinker, and you can't interact logically with someone who does not have a linear thought pattern, who thinks they're a genius, who thinks they're the only one who can interpret Greek, who, I think it was when Dan McClellan.
Okay, stop. What is he telling you? He's telling you what I think. Isn't that interesting? Wes Huff, for the first time in his career, is telling you what I think. He must have miraculous power. Is he judging? I think he's judging. Why would he be judging? Because he's losing his footing. He's losing his footing. He knows, people. The regret in his face is that his manager made him do this to try to pop a boil. But the problem is you're stuck in a tiny pin and it just resealed. It's still growing. All because of the Greek. Do you know what I'm going to do, Wes, that is not worth your time? I'm going to show you what Christing is in Greek. That's all. That's all. And you're going to have to sit there and read the Greek, which, Wes, you say you can do. So it shouldn't be a problem. Right? People of Satanic congregation, let's stop the simulator for a minute. Do you understand why this is back alley? Do you understand? It has to be back alley. It can't stand before the skill, right? When we start throwing the actual Greek up there, the people they're gonna crumble. I'm telling you, I know how Bible scholars are educated. People I used to teach in a seminary. Oh my God. Took it from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Yes. Yes, that and a book about child abuse and an exit through Medea. I loved it. I loved it. You know, the dragon ends up with Medea in the end, right? Love it. Fantastic. Let him go. Let's talk. Talk a little more.
Was on Danny Jones. He mentioned BDAG, the lexicon, and a little bit later on, Ammon reviewed that and said, that's just for Christian texts. That doesn't matter. They're not real anyways. They would just reinterpret everything they want. So, right, he won't recognize a lexicon. So what am I supposed to do if he's gonna, deny that the lexicon I'm using is even a lexicon worth using? So
right, yeah, and that's what I'd said. And by the way, they reached out.
Yeah, what are these lexica? Whenever you get a New Testament lexicon, what are they based in? Why am I saying this? Is it science or is it my opinion? Am I up there? Is it science or is it my opinion? Right? No, it's science. Right? Why is the LSJ so superior to anything, any Christian lexicon that can and ever will exist? It's because it takes into account all times, all dialects. Do you understand? It's not really good on the Cypriot stuff, but anyway, it takes into account everything. Those biblical, awful lexica that I wouldn't give to somebody, to my worst enemy, those don't, right? Those are within the bubble. Right? This is within church tradition, theology, right? And the translators who are believers. This is not a science, it is a cult. And did you doubt that? Fantastic. Kindergarten cult here we got going on. Give it to me a little bit more, people. And we need satanic congregations comments here. Go.
Out to me too, and I was like, "That's a long drive. that's a really really long drive." What do you mean long drive? Well, that's how I travel now, and then someone within the past 2 months, Rich forwarded me an email, and I don't remember who it was, but it was in the last 2 months, was saying someone really needs to debate this man, and I didn't respond to the email, but I did in my mind, which when you get old is half the battle. Okay. And in fact, once you get old, you go, did I write that or did I just think that? I can't remember now.
Seriously, people, Westhouse does not want to be here.
But my thought response was the amount of time you would have to invest to deal with the wide and often disconnected sources that this man throws together would be.
Wait a minute. The time. What is he talking about? The time it would take to deal with the disconnected sources that this man puts together. I mean, I don't know. That sounds complimentary to me, doesn't it? Sounds like he's saying, I can't understand what he's doing. Right? Of course. Where do you think the art is coming from? Do you understand? There is a muse behind the Greek, a muse that was actively hunted and destroyed by monism. That's the power. Do you understand? That's the power. And thank you very much for complimenting her. I appreciate that. You're right. What she gives is gorgeous. It's elegant. And people who follow through Lady Babylon see the reality. They see those texts and everything we're talking about. These are the people who get themselves to the point that they're so more aware of those texts that the monist mirage goes away, right? Just blows away. The fairy tale, the Bible times, all of a sudden dissipates into nothingness. When you start talking about Christing and shit Christing people, you didn't know you could shit Christ someone, did you? You can. It's an ancient practice, right? By the people who brought you democracy, nonetheless. Fantastic. One of the biggies is doing it. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be that wise guy, right? And when I say wise guy, I don't mean mafia bullshit. I mean smart, right? Sophia. What does Sophia do, people? Sophia comes to you. Those of you who think you've read the Septuagint but haven't, or the Bible or the Torah but actually haven't. What is wisdom being chased by? Everyone. Every greedy bastard out there. You can't have her. Why can't you have her? It's your greed. Stains your soul with the stench of ruin. I love it. Have you read these texts, people? That's all you have to do. Everybody for the last how long? How many months have people been talking about Septuagint, 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 Septuagint? That's why you'd think they'd learn how to pronounce it properly, right? Septuagint. Why are you talking about it so much? Let's just read it. Would you like to read it? Oh, God. And they'll run. Because I won't make them just read Septuagint. All right? I'm going to bring other stuff that talks about Christing. Would you like me to see Christing? Would you like me to show you Christing on parts of your body that involve the passage of my fluids to your physiology? All right? Don't worry. I'm going to drink blood. Hail Satan. Do you understand? Where's that? Did you have the movie of Kidna? That's fantastic with the blood. What do they call that blood? It's Satan. Come to the dark harbor. Come to the dark harbor. Okay. And look, Westhoff is sitting around, right? How would you like it if I plopped that work by Nero's physician right in front of Wes and said, read this? Right? He can't. That one would be cruel, right? That's why professors of classics are even like, look, I don't want to go on site read, right? You let me know what author you're talking about beforehand, right? Because they don't want to get surprised, because I can give any of them. I don't care if they're from Oxford, and I have a lot of respect for Oxford. I don't care if they're Oxford classical philologists. I can give them Nero's arch physician and completely blow their minds. They won't, every third word, they'll stumble. They'll be, I don't know what, right? God, it's gorgeous. But what am I willing to do, people? I'm willing to go out and I'm willing to step into that arena. We're essentially forging a new arena where people can go out and actually wrestle in ancient Greek. And we can look at what a Christ is and why it is. My apologies, people. We're having a, apparently there's a giant dinosaur hovering over the satellite dish, right? If it's the skunk, you got to go out and tell him, right? And if he doesn't want to leave him there. We'll deal with it, right? Satanic Congregation remembers the days when I was interrupted every 3 seconds. Well, we're back there just for a little bit of nostalgia. Give me the clips. We want more. Let's hear. Did they talk about my funny movements? Oh, there was some demon stuff, wasn't there? Go ahead.
Astonishing. I mean, you would literally have to dedicate yourself to that for a very lengthy period of time. And you've got your PhD work. I have a project that I really am becoming very convicted about. It's been 11 years since I wrote a book now. And there's a subject that would
time to make some money.
Be really, really helpful, and it's right down my alley. I need to get it done. So I'm sitting here going, is that even worth it? And then the same thing you saw. I cannot see him doing a 20-minute opening statement that anyone would be able to understand. I can't see how he can organize thoughts, because in 3.5 hours on Danny Jones, I don't know that he went more than 90 seconds on any one topic before he was off on some other topic that was not even remotely connected to it.
Now, this gentleman seems to be confused, right? His little desk is in the back of the classroom, right? If I were teaching, I would say, look, come here. It's because you got to move your little desk up to the front of the classroom, right? That's the problem. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, I forgot you had the background. All right. Give us a little more video. Now, remember, people, what are we seeing in these pictures? We're seeing Chewy's vision. Chewy's vision of what you cannot see. Bring up the, where'd he go? It's the goblin, man. When you showed me that, I thought, wow, that's a metaphysical thing you got going there. There he is down there. Okay, bring him. Yeah, go ahead. Fantastic people, right? What are we talking about? This man, I can't understand a word he says. For more than 90 seconds, he's frustrating me. This man is frustrating me. Can you see him saying, this man is frustrating me and my crosses. What's going on? Okay, let me tell you what's going on. I am translating for you, Mother Greek, and you see my love making with her, and it causes you to be hateful. Hateful. You covet and you lie. And I'm here to show you exactly how you are lying. Come, Wesley Huff. Don't hide anymore behind your family time. I raised 2 kids on my own. Wesley Huff, come, please, sit with Danny. Promise not to bite. I understand. I want nothing, right? I'm just going to say I'm going to bring the same this same shirt given to me by the priest of Apollo himself. I'm going to sit there with you. That's all. Maybe the priest of Apollo would come. Do you think the priest of Apollo would come? Oh, Chewy. Wouldn't that? Oh, God. I'm blowing my mind, people. I'm blowing my mind. Wes, I'm telling you, you're going to want in on this. You're going to want in on it. Look how I'm trying to trap him, people. He's too smart. He knows. He can't come and read Greek. He can't, people. Do you see what this is all showing? This isn't showing how smart I am, because I just told you, you can take a text and throw it in front of me and I can say, oh, well, shit, give me 6 hours, right? And I'll give you the closest approximation I can give you, right? You can do that. This is the complexity of Mother Greek. This is not 7,000 words, right? Or 3,000 of any other italic language. It's not. This is the power that human language became. This is the pinnacle, the peak. This is the apex lady of all time, Mother Greek. Oh, God. And that's all we'll do, Wes. We'll sit there and we'll revel in Mother Greek. And if you know her romance, Wes, please come and tell us. Right? No worry. No worries. Nothing to fret. No funniness. No funny business. We're not going to sacrifice you. Right? There will be no drugging. There will be no sacrifice. There will be no resurrection with concomitant torture and psychic plastification. Right? The last one, please, I'll just explain it another time. Right? Oh, God. I barely understand it myself. Wes, come, give us more clips. Maybe we can lure him in.
So I think most people would just be sitting there going, what was that all about? I don't get any of that.
Play it one more time. Come on, you worked on the video.
He was off on some other topic that was not even remotely connected to it. So I think most people would just be sitting there going, what was that all about? I don't get any of that.
Okay, stop. Now play your video. Doesn't it, people, imagine the words, right? What was that all about? I don't get any of that. Right? Right? Now, the Goblin King would be invited to come as well. But the problem is, we know he's at a level that would be laughable. He mentions that he had third year. He had third year, right? In college, he had third year Greek. Oh, God. Right? Of course. You know what that entitles you to do? that entitles you to really hurt yourself. Yeah, no, you better be careful or you may hurt yourself lifting something heavy. Right? Fantastic. People, Danny's got it all under control. Satanic Cathedral is being built as we speak through the genius of Danny's crew. And I love those people. I love Chewy, whose name is Steve. Right? And Todd, gotta love Todd. Look at some of the work of the people that showed again, Chewy. People, this is going to be awesome. Just imagine when lighting, and I'm told that those are stained glass windows in the background. Oh, God, this is going to be gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, look at it. Look at the floor and everything. Right? A lot of gorgeous planning. This is going to be brilliant. Wes, this could be your place to come and open up the world to the scholarship that represents your Bible and all of its traditions. You could come here to the Satanic Cathedral and just give us that pure beauty and just show us, right? Just translate, show us Jesus. That's all I want to do. I want to see Jesus in the Greek. I do. I want to see Jesus. And when he goes, Wes, to wash the feet of the students, of his students, all of which appear to be under 20, except for Peter, he can pass for the adult tax. The hilarious thing about it is he's there with those students and he takes off all his clothes, Wes. I want to read this in Greek so people can see Jesus naked in front of a bunch of minors whose feet he washes with a napkin that he ties around his hoo-ha and then removes in order to dry the feetsies of the boys that he has been washing. Do you understand why there was a crowd of people who wanted this man crucified? Do you know what a laestes is? Do you know what they were doing in their magi cults? No, you don't. And I'm going to bring all these texts, right? Oh, God, can you imagine Wes Huff reading in Greek the letters of Mary where it talks about her having to swallow the semen of Jesus, right? Imagine. What is Wes going to do when he reads that in the Greek? I don't know. I think something's going to happen. Maybe it'll be a good thing. Maybe it's a fecundity thing. Maybe his wife will get pregnant again. Maybe we should have a festival, right? Right? With whips. Oh, we'll have the Lupercalia, Wes. And everybody will strip down. And we'll lash people with whips. And we'll flog them. Flog them. Jesus. I want to flog Jesus on his butt. Oh, Jesus. Flogging him. Oh, God, people. That feels so good. Try flog Jesus sometime. Dancing burning babies? What the? Oh, people. It's gone cultic again. Let's get back to normalcy and get back to Wes. Now, people, is it just me or does he really appear like he does not want to be here? Go.
We came to the same conclusions on that. But yes, the number of people who would say everyone's running scared from me. Does the name Gail Ripplinger mean anything to you?
Oh, God. Here we go. This sounds like some of the hoo-ha. Where's the good part? Hang on, people. There's a good part coming up. Sounds like some of the hoo-ha that the brothel came up with.
Range in lexicography and the meaning of words. I don't get the feeling that Almond has a clue what that's all about, doesn't care about that. But let's be honest.
Wait, what don't I care about? The range of a word? Okay. How do you develop an understanding of a word in the first place, Goblin King? Can you please tell me? You do it by reading. Right? I was just explaining to Chewy the other day, you're going to see a word. You know what it means from the lexicon. They tell you. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to realize that you're going to see these words all over the place. And you're going to build an understanding of this word slowly over time. Why? From exposure to all of these texts. Do they have exposure to all of these texts? No, they don't. So, how good do you think their reading skill is? How good do you think their lexicon really is? This guy is an amateur trying to punch up to a black belt. If I got him for 10 minutes in front of the world, oh my God, you would see an absolute fool. An absolute fool. Right? Remember Bob? Right? That would look pleasant. Why? What would I do? Would I jump out of my skin? No. I would show people that he really can't do what he's saying he claims he can do. You can just talk to somebody. Remember when Kip ran? You can just talk to somebody and say, what if you actually read from the ancient world in Greek? If you're a master of Greek, what if you actually read? And they'll run. Why will they run? Because that's everything. That's the evidence. How do you know to translate if you haven't read an Lucian? You can't translate. I'm sorry. You don't know how the word is being used. You talk about context and hermeneutics to throw people off of the fact that you can't actually translate these texts. And I think if you ask Julian, he'll tell you to stop running and face the Greek. Right? That's all we want. People, it's Renaissance. It's Renaissance. Fantastic. A little bit more. Let's go. Skip ahead. Oh God.
I think one of the weakest areas of evangelical preaching and teaching when the language is brought up is recognizing how context is king, even in determining the meaning of words as they're being used in the New Testament.
Once again, this guy doesn't actually read classical or any text in any fucking language. Okay. I'm just telling you, you can tell.
Or in early Christian literature, anything like that at all. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, this is the example to give context to what people are listening to is I'm explaining to Julian Dory, who's asking me about this, and I'm using an example of saying, okay, like words mean what they mean within their context. So in a theological conversation, the condescension of Christ means the coming down, right?
And the thumb begins to enter.
As this kind of connotation of both his incarnation, but in aspects of humility. And so then I say, like, but if I was talking to you.
Is this a text we're talking about? Is this Christing? Are these words? No. We're in funny la land.
And you said, oh, well, Wes was really condescending, right? That has a completely different meaning within just common parlance. And so I'm saying, like, words mean what they mean when we use them properly. And so that's not going.
Words mean what they mean when we use them properly. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Do you see? This is his apologetics, his hermeneutics, his exegesis. He's going to explain to you what is the one thing he's not doing. He's not translating Greek. And the only way to know these words is to read them. Maybe it's not that antiquity was illiterate, Wes. Maybe it's you're illiterate. Oh, God. Did you hear that's the sound of the thumb coming out of the anus. Right? People, you understand? Fantastic. Satanic congregation, you with me? Is this worth your time, satanic congregation? You're sitting here with grandma and your chicken, and maybe you got better things to do. Can somebody please tell me, is this worth our time? Is it worth it for me to stand here? Do you like these office hours? Is that abomination? I hope that's not what we've become. Fantastic. Then we would have reached all goals. Right? I enjoy it. Well, somebody enjoyed it. Certainly. That's fantastic. Okay. Feasting. Yes, very worth it. Oh, Hannah, I saw some of your poetry a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. You have talent. Yeah, you're with us. Okay. Let's do a little bit more. I don't want to drag it out too long because there's a couple of things that are funny though. We get some of the demon stuff, or where's the part where they actually play me? Go.
To work if you're going to take one word and then apply it just broadly over everything, right? You don't paint the Sistine Chapel with a roller. That's not going to work. It's not going to get you, Michelangelo's intricacy.
You know what else isn't going to get you Michelangelo's intricacy? If you can't translate Greek and you've been blowing smoke up all these people's asses.
On the roof of the chapel. So, but that's what Ammon largely does, and he wants to take a word like Christ and he wants to apply it, in this one usage that he's found where it has to do with drug application to a particular eye issue, and then say, well, now that means that all of the time, every time I see it, including Christian.
Now, people, if that's what I think, which is not what I think, and it's not how I work, right? Because that's not a scientific approach. He wouldn't mind at all coming and reading on Danny Jones all of the sources that are Christing, all of them, all the compounds too, people. We're going to do perichrysting, antichristing, catachristing, inchrysting, all of them. We'll cover everything. Wes should be totally into it, but people, you can see through it just as well as I can. Whether it's mommy who's got a bun in the oven, or whether it's just that you can't come. Because if you do, I'm going to ask you to read some Greek and you're not going to be able to. That's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing. Right? I can love it. The things that we're going to do to this new classes in that cathedral. Oh, Danny, don't tell him what we've got planned. Right? It's all good. Get with it, people. Give me the next one.
Literature. Now, forget the fact that, you have in John them saying, that Jesus is the Christ, which means the Messiah. Forget verses like that. That doesn't mean anything to us. We're going to broadly apply all of these.
No, it means everything to us, and we've already been through that, right? Why is there a word Messias? Why do they think that Christos, right, is always Messias because of that verse, right? What is John explaining? What are you having explained to you through the Bible? That messianic concept is what they're referring to when they're talking about this Christ who is the drug user through the Magi, the one who's in the mystery performing it. That's why he's got to be arrested with a naked kid, because he's getting his galene. Right? Have they ever read any of these texts? No, they haven't. But people, we can make them do it. And Satanic Congregation, I think you see the fear. What's the fear? The fear is not of me. Danny's not going to let me pop off my head and sprout demons' wings. And all right, you understand? He didn't let Bob try to put his oil on me. Ew. Right? So why would he let anything else happen? He's not. He's Iron Danny. Right? This is not a debate. We're not there to have a debate. This is not apologetics. This is the Bible. And we own it. Fantastic. A little more. And go to that one you wanted to get in there, Chewy. That part where he was talking. Go ahead.
These terms. So that's what I'm explaining to Julian, which is being played by Danny to Ammon. So the context is actually that, exactly what you're saying. In terms of semantic range, there is a semantic range, but we don't just do the kind of amplified Bible thing and say, well, here are all the ways that this word could be used, and that's okay, that's great, but what way is it used in this particular sentence? Because that matters, and the way you get there is by reading the actual context of what's on the page in front of you.
Now remember, people, go ahead and bring me up. Remember, This is coming from someone who said, I am taking a medical use and applying it wrongfully in an area that it shouldn't be, namely the New Testament, when he did not realize that there is Christing with drugs in the eye in the New Testament. For the sake of what? Vision. This is apocalypse. Ta-da. It's your own text. I would love it if we could read those verses together in Greek. I would love it. It's the Bible, people, talking about Christing. I'm going to do it with this classicist, right? I'm going to do it with this classicist. I know Jesus loves me. I know Jesus loves me. I've known that since I was a boy. Do you understand? I knew that when I talked to my friends and my distant acquaintances and my coworkers and let them know Jesus Christ paid for their sins. When I found out that he was arrested in a public park with a naked kid, and that kid had a medicated bandage on his hoo-ha, in all good conscience, people, can you follow this guy anywhere but to that place where he put himself when a crowd screamed at him and said, crucify him? Let this murderer go. No. What this guy's done is worse. Jesus was paranoid. Nobody ever points out Jesus' paranoia. Joey, I think you've captured it quite well. Do you know what Jesus is constantly telling his boys? We're going to get scandalized. We're going to get scandalized. Why do you think that is? You think I ever walked into a classroom with my students, right, and said, uh-oh, something's going to happen, right? We're going to get scandalized. No. I took them Greek, and I took them things that they never thought that they would ever be privy to, have access to, enjoy. Took them to the paradise, gave them the tree. They loved it. What did we just see yesterday, people? I've been showing you the eos, the venom, the arrow poison. I've been showing it to you in all of these texts, and yesterday we saw it placed upon the fruit, mixed with the fruit of the devil. You know why they call it Satan? Oh my God. Satanic congregation, you're the only people that know that on the planet. The drug itself is called Satan. It's on her lips. Oh God. Half viper, half glorious poet, rock star. Where are you? Leave that image up. Leave that image up, people. Right? Here is Lady Babylon. Here she is. Oh God. If you don't want to understand this past, something is wrong with your head. Something is wrong. Leave her up there. Right? Oh God. Give me the next one.
That's what I'm explaining. So very much related to what you're saying in terms of when we're trying to understand these things, like basic learning of not just Greek or Hebrew, but any language, semantics and the semantic range and like contextual application, those are all going to know if you
okay, blah blah hoo-ha. He's just got his finger. This is more thumbery.
Or the sky or the ocean. You kind of have to use this what it says, and that's how they can
theater. So we'll have further reason to mention this because when Amen starts responding to you, he throws out a New Testament reference against you, which illustrates exactly what we just said. But I think people in the audience need to understand, because this is a place where people who aren't involved in apologetics or doing New Testament stuff.
Okay, did you hear it? There we go, people. That's the secret to everything. people who aren't involved in apologetics or New Testament stuff. Do you hear what's going on? We're not even in a place of translation. We're not in a place of scholarship. We're not in a place of history. We're not. We're in a place of New Testament. We're in the psychic prophylactic that covers us all. We're not in a place of reading Greek. Okay, people, look, if Wes Huff went on Julian, who, by the way, I have a little more respect for. Because I've got a funny feeling that he thinks Wes is running. You said you knew this Greek, and now all I want to do is Greek, and you can't, right? People, his audience will see this. That's why his manager is telling him, hey, go out there. Go out. You got to be on one of these shows. Let this clown say something, right? Right? People, put us in a room with cameras and watch what happens. Okay. You can tie my hands behind my back if it makes you feel better. You can put me in a robe or something, some kind of antichrist constraining device. You can put me there in a chair and strap me down. Whatever you're comfortable doing, whatever your fetish is, that's fine. But we'll read some Greek and you'll show your people. I'm calling your bluff. I'm calling all you Bible quoting people. I'm calling your bluff. Bring it. Fantastic. Danny Johns, good for you for having the guts. Let me scoot ahead to right about here. Go blow it up again. Jump ahead to like right about here. There's something spectacular that he says in his, people like it looks like he's standing again at his podium. Right? Go.
But still, you're going to have some super challenges. And whether you like it or not, because of the opportunities already been given to you, there are going to be people asking you those questions. You may sit back and go, could you give me a break and let me have some more experience before I even try to tackle.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I
should have had this organized better.
Fiscally dishonest.
Here's the problem. Oh, watch this, people. You're watch this. Right, okay, look. Yeah. Danny Jones is being sarcastic, right? He's parroting what they're doing, what they're saying. He's parroting it, right? He's just repeating it. And unfortunately, the guy who can't understand anything I say also can't understand what apparently can't sense Danny's sarcasm. Hit it, Chewy.
Oh, you can? Yeah. So he can see this one here, Rich? Well, let's finish up this clip so everybody knows everything we were talking about.
You're reading an ancient language.
Amen. You're pulling out a specific context in Galen's medical text and trying to apply it to everything across the board, which is intellectually dishonest.
Here's the problem. I'm not pulling it out of Galen. Does Galen have it? Yes. Euripides has it. He gets a sex drug that is a Christ. One of the characters asks, is it a Christ? This is not from the medical. This is from everything. Everything, Wes Huff, you fake. Well, it's what the devil gives you, man. It's what the devil gives you. Look.
Okay, no.
Okay, show us reaction. Go ahead. You got it. Okay, I want you to go back to when I have my outburst right here. No, it's just a couple of minutes, right? Because I think it's important. It's something they notice. Go ahead.
Part of what he said that some people jumped on was that he says that the word Christ comes from the Greek word krio, which it does, right? To anoint. And in ancient Greek medical texts, there is a usage of that, which he has capitalized on with applying drugs to your eyes. Now, more broadly, krio does mean to rub particularly a liquid ointment or substance, on your body. There's two sort of terms that are used specifically within biblical studies, but this applies to anything within the ancient world where we're trying to come up with translations in deriving meaning. The first is there's a discipline called hermeneutics, and hermeneutics is this interpretation.
It's so funny
the
about hermeneutics.
methodology of interpretation that we use on a particular text. Before hermeneutics is exegesis, and exegesis is a Greek word that literally means to bring out. Right, the opposite would be eisegesis, to read into. So when
fingering
you're
me.
something and you're looking at an ancient language.
Okay, now this is where, Knowles, you can see the look on his face here. And everybody is like, this is not how most rational people respond to anybody saying anything. I mean,
People, was or was that not completely expressive of what was going on at the time? Was or was that not the perfect expression? Should we play that again? Play that again. That is a masterpiece. People, watch all the expressions. Right? Can you get in the king of? Okay, there it is. Go ahead.
And exegesis before hermeneutics is exegesis, and exegesis is a Greek word that literally means to bring out. Right, the opposite would be eisegesis, to read into. So when
fingering
you're
me.
something and you're looking.
Do you see? It's captured right there. Get him. He gets it, right? For a minute, he sees what's going on. The reality hits him, right? What's his name? I screwed it up again. You see what happens when I touch the controls? Chewy, I screwed it up. Oh, God, we're in a tailspin. Put it up, Knowles. Look at Knowles' face. Look at Danny's face. This is a moment of comprehension. What are you doing? You messed it up now. What are you talking? You tried to blame me. No, you messed this one up. You did. Yes, you did. This is Chewy's mistake, not mine. Okay. Recapture his expression. Go ahead.
manifestation.
I mean, unfortunately, I had seen from his own YouTube program that he does, this is kind of par for the course for him.
Okay.
He does this kind of rocking, moving around. He doesn't really stay in one place. And I mean, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a physical thing. I don't know if it's, induced by chemical substances that he may or may not have taken. But this is kind of how he acts on a regular basis. He's not, I wouldn't describe him as stationary.
Well, yeah, I saw that in the original Danny Jones when I saw the clips of that. Yeah, he's moving around. He's not stationary, but it's almost like you are causing him pain because you're not agreeing with him.
Oh God, he got so close. He got so close. Right. Put him back in the back of the classroom. He's expressing pain. I thought he was going to get it. But you see, his world is right and wrong. His world is faith, not reason. This should all make sense scientifically. All of this should be able to pass rational scrutiny. Do you understand? It's not a matter of what I believe. It's not a matter of an idea or a theory. I'm not trying to sell anything in any book for you to, oh God, get some cash. No, thank you. What I am giving you is the Greek. Now listen, very simply, Mother Greek is very challenging. Mother Greek is the pinnacle. You will find no literature that reaches the apex of human cognition. None other than Mother Greek. What I would like is for Wes Huff, instead of saying, Amen is wrong because I translate Greek and he is doing this and blah, blah, hoo-ha, let's dance and thumb ourselves in the underpants. Do you understand? No, thank you. Say it to Wes Huff, right? No, thank you. We need the Greek. So step into the arena with Amen and show us. Show us where Jesus Christ is right. Show us this guy, Amen, is full of spectacular imaginations. Prove it on the gymnasium floor. We've seen it twice. Danny has tried to make it happen with Wes, and it just won't happen. To the audience who watches Wes Huff, you'll know I'm not here to eat his brains. I'm here to free you from the misunderstanding that you have, thinking that Wes can read the Bible. Thank you for coming tonight. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to be able to continually provide you with those texts. I'm proud of all of you, satanic congregation, who are stepping forward and saying, he's right, I need to take the tools. I need to do it myself. So a rabbi, a priest, or a preacher can't deceive me. I need to know. I want the fruit of paradise. Oh, God. Fantastic. Thank you for coming tonight. It's my privilege and honor, and I want you to realize last night's you, that was the biggest. Fantastic. Okay, I'm just so pleased. And there's so many people writing in and saying, full charge. Love it. More M&U coming up. Don't call it M&U. Look what I did. Now it's stretching to me. Oh. It's Amen. Please remember that. Amen. And it's Hillman, not Tillman. Right? Are you kidding? Go back to recess. Hail Satan.
Don't surprise. Doughboy tough. Hip hop hooray. Bowie knife, big Bowie kahuna. Katana, excalibration, killer claw Saturn. Says it's high treason. For Jesus and the drug addict pedophiles, there's too many reasons to see them crucified. Say goodnight, caravan of death, hail like a tape. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Caravan of death, hail like a tape. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Caravan of death, hail like a tape. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain. Caravan of death, hail like a tape. I'm Pennywise the dancing clown smoking in the rain.